Anywho. Another break, another demo. This is Death and Faeology? How do I say that? Fae. Because it's the Fae. You know, the Fae, like the fairies. So it's Faeology. I don't know. New game. What is my name? My name is that. Proceed. Ooh, we're at the office. Grading first-year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that Faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple of decades old. This university, the only Faeology university in the whole country, was just finished being built in 1905. It's still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I've got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions today. The human world has formed its own notions of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poisoned apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley? What? Is one that I can understand since it was quite the sensation not too long ago. Oh, I missed that one, sorry. A pity that Sir Doyle was taken by it. I ought to take a break. The grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. Is Oz the fairy? I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'm the fairy? I'm confused. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through thrills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poison apples. We don't care much for human princesses, but making poisoned apples is rather an easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show that Fae folk is capable of more than that? At the same time, showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch. I can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. Exactly. Good chuckle. I believe some might just quit that same day if you do that. Besides, if other Faeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they will do? Chances are high those people will try to pin you to a corkboard. I know, right? This is the worst part of like humans in general, isn't it? Because it's like humans see something they don't understand, immediately they want to like dissect. It's horrible. I would never let that happen. I've always appreciated your pursuing Faeology to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. You saved me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never. I can hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just that fizzy. How do you feel fizzy? It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical qualities. While you're on break, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's letter. Thank you for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron? What's patron? From a desk drawer. I lean back on my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Patty, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Leo's Gala? What is the Leo's Gala? You could do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books for a moment in favor of willing away an evening with champagne and canapé. What is that? An invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by way of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking, of course, of yours truly. Nice. Do you write to me sometime before Saturday? That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd that I'm a wet blanket. Wait, what? Biology isn't worth my dough, they say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's letter. Oh, it's not over. Jesus, that's a long letter. In other news, I've heard that a little Russie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. If your old friend Detective Krause hadn't been in the area at the time, who knows what could have happened. I find myself rather perturbed at this revelation. I would have telephoned Ruthie and asked what the story was, like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. What happened? Jesus, this letter is huge. Speaking of the detective, have the two of you been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. Oh no, what did you do? What did we do? It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in a rather bitter taste. As you have told me more than once, when he was good, there was something else. There was nothing else quite like. I can't read properly, can I? Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. The letter is signed, yours everlasting, Oscar Henkel. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press the pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Just then a familiar rhythm rapping pierces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they're nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. I wonder if he's gonna forget to reply. I would. Totally. Come on. How do you know who it was? My assistant enters the office. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor, her name is Minerva. Love it. He calls her Minnie. That's adorable. Were you talking to yourself again? That's right, you know me. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must thought while hearing the mumbling sound of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when not to poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? That police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo these two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know, the man who made you crumple the papers and toss them in the trash can. In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Krause. Is that the one we were talking about in the letter? Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off kilt. Off kilt? What is that? It's as if by the magic of the fairy tales, I am the ink in my patron's letter has manifested him into the reception area. Can't you tell him I'm out delivering a lecture on the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She's surely wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. All right, let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for a steadying breath before Theo barges in. Jesus. Bro, chill. He drops a box on my desk right off the bat. What is this? Why is he in my office? Well, look who the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do. What? Do niceties suddenly mean something to you? That's fair. No, not really. I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. He moved out without saying anything? There was no one to say goodbye to. Oh my god, were they dating or something? Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? At least it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I feel the piercing, icing silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. Damn. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. Your things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left. Even that oddly crafted handkerchief you loved so much. That handkerchief was a gift for you. He's returning a gift is the worst type of person ever. I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. He's lying. What should I do with this information? Check it out. I quickly stretch out my hand to the box, yet he's just as fast in catching my wrist before I can open. Aren't you giving me a box of my things and now I can open the box? What's happening? I withdraw my hand from its grip swiftly, like a startled bird soaring to the sky. That truly caught me off guard. I've forgotten what his hands feel like. They dated. They have to. I'm sorry. This is the only explanation, right, isn't it? I was only kidding, although you really haven't changed much, have you? You just went straight for it. He sounds amused and slightly pleased, as if he just confirmed the accuracy of one of his deductions. Neither have you. I threw it all off it. Oh, wait. I threw all of it away right after he vanished. Rude. He says with a subtle squint in his left eye. Another lying tale of this. I can't help but sigh at his antics. Of course he did. So what's really in the box? Wanna take a guess? No, I wanna see. Can I just open the fucking box? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole Al Capone gang by himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This must be way more important than our poignant story. I'm sorry, what? Poignant? What is that? Case evidence. I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. Is it a really big case? No, it's a really big. It's like I see the words and I read something else. What's wrong with my brain? He nods. The biggest of my career so far. And to come to me of all people. You must be at your wits' end about this. He looks away as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole oh my god. He just said exactly what I thought. So, why would you hold on a minute? You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? He flicks his tongue in exasperation. Oh my, it seems I've hit the bullseye. We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. See, I knew it. They did. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I could say could change his skepticism towards the mystical beings. This is certainly the chance to tease him about it, though it might be unwise considering the emotion peril he must have gone through to get here. What should I do next? I know it must be hard for you, but I can't help it if you don't say anything. He sighs. You're right. I know. I'm always right. As difficult as it is to admit, the things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped to make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still do not believe they exist. God damn this man. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. Little did he know, I've learned that it's moot to try to explain the otherworldly beings to him. So, what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it relates to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I hear the sound of a chuckle under the breath, like it's a bolt from the blue. For a brief moment, his gaze on mine seems to revert to how it used to be. Oh no, he's falling in love again. Until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and to whom. That is, if the confidant can bring value to the investigation. And I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. This is like story time with Patty. It is. That's what happens with visual novels, isn't it? Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So tell me about this case. Oh, sorry. Oof, excuse me. Why does it seem to be of paramount importance? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. Ooh, dun dun dun. The victims are what? Middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're from old money families, the types that make regular appearances at high society events. I see. No wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me she took me off every other case and insisted I put all my time and effort into this. It's only a matter of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus out of everything. And with some of the victims' peculiar manners of death. Peculiar manners of death? This is where the fairies come in. He silently stares and then sighs. I swear I must be losing my mind. You got this. You're okay. Don't worry. Now he draws a long, deep breath. 3 of the victims had a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard before. Ooh, the strangest case is the one where the body seemingly hardened into bony tissue overnight. It's not a fairy. It's the girl. What's her name? Cassiopeia? What? You know, the one with like the stones there? What was her name? Her corpse almost looked like a carven wooden statue. Oh, wooden, not stone. Never mind. Oh, I've heard of something like that before. Of course you have. I frowned at him. Don't start now. He clears his throat abashedly. How do you clear your throat abashedly? What is that? There's so many new words in English here. Such fancy English this story has. Without finding out what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on victims' families' faces and when the papers are making a razz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved, sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? This city's already running on fumes, crimes becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulders every night. It's no way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city. The rise in crime is bleeding him dry too. Abashedly means in a matter characterized by embarrassment, confusion, or shame. Describes how someone acts when they are feeling awkward. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, dictionary. Thanks. Yes, I am unsure of what words could suit those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. You know, considering the victim's background, having these murders being exaggerated in the papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible. No matter the cost. Oh, no matter the cost? Ugh, sorry. Ooh. No matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt for this. This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach churning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Oh no. Oh no, now we have a new word to use on things that the streamer does. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes in high places. He exhales sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence again. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. I feel like visual novels are really good for me to like practice like speaking English that is not like the type of English I usually speak. Like there are some words that I'm like, I don't even know. I have to take a deep breath to be able to pronounce those. It's good speaking exercises, isn't it? Well, you're a good listener, better than most. He curls his lips almost, oh my god, he almost smiles. This is so awkward. Can you imagine your ex just walks into your office and starts spewing about his like work and you're just like, what's happening here? I don't mind it at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Oh, sorry, not tasks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manners of death, I said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? One of them doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity, I'd bring up something from my fairy books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that one. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drugs or poison that somehow cause these oddities. Ooh, a poison that removes iron from your body. From your blood. But I'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all possibilities. What about a robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in. Nothing had been stolen. And motives? Revenge? We're still interviewing the city elites, looking for the possible motives. But it takes time, you know how it is. Yes, of course, they're all very busy. There's no all in there. Why did I add all? You see, this is what happens. I try to read and I add words, I remove words. It's just crazy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. Ooh. His expression, oh my god, look at his face. His expression turns sour at full tilt. Who? That man? I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. I feel like it's the one from the letter from not that long ago. He scoffs brazenly and doesn't even try to hide it. He's jealous of that dude. Even at the first meeting with Mr. Heckle, there is some inexplicable tension between the two. Theo said something about Mr. Henkel feeling off and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. Yes, he was jealous. Duh. Though it might just be jealousy in disguise. Hi, Caesar. Good morning. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay. You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Why, of course, he's always got a soft spot for you. Oh my god. Hell, he's probably carrying a torch for you for a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Damn. Well, he happened to be interested in theology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend. Oh my god, stop fighting. I feel awkward for you guys. What, are you to an item now? I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Henkel. But it was necessary to mention him. I don't know anyone else who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there has never really been anything, even if we did go to fundraiser events together from time to time. It was strictly business. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever we talk about Mr. Henkel because he's jealous. I don't have the time or energy to argue with him. What should I do? Does it matter? You came here despite everything. You knew you've got to do whatever it takes to solve this case. So do it. Oh, I like that. I like that answer. He's taken aback by what I said and plunges into his own thoughts. I swear, one of these days, you'll be the end of me. Fine. Just make sure he can keep it under his hat. I sigh in relief. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood samples to the university chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims or their families at least. I'll trust your judgment. I take it this is you agreeing to help with the case? That's right. There are lives at stake. You let out a soft smile as though in quiet agreement with what I said. Thank you. Well, if you think it will be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. But the case files are for your eyes only. Ooh. Understood. He has violent silence somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Why do you have to go silent? Sadly, realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies? About Faeology? That depends. If this was indeed fairy doings, and if through your investigation you can provide solid theories on three things. The culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with the idea that there's a logical explanation, an earthly one for now. Fair enough. I'd wager that we have approximately 24 hours to get some sort of answers. An answer that makes sense. Sorry. I can feel the papers are closing to get the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, biologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? I'm sorry. I'll help even without being challenged. Challenge accepted. Bring it on, detective. This brings a grin to his almost consistently brooding expression. He smiled at my challenge accepted. If you need anything from me, just ring me. I stir. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on the very topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise, but I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I didn't read that last word. Oops. Maybe this will be an opportunity for you to increase Faeology credibility in the eyes of the academics. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. Oh, with that smile. The one who had to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective kept getting the headlines. Oh my god, really? Did they do that? How do you? Before I could finish, he had walked towards the door. I'm still talking. He's already leaving. What the hell is this? See you tomorrow at around the same time. Rude. After some thought, I realized that he must have noticed the missing newspapers on my desk and my assistant. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. I can only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. Oh, the fairy's back. As I reminisce about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again. Now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It was quite the reunion indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although you don't have an obligation to help him, I know, but I already agreed. Very well, just don't overwork yourself. Yeah, thanks, Oz. Aw, Oz is so cute. I find myself slowly drifting into thoughts. A victim's manner of death hardening into bony tissue could be one of the fairy's curses, ossification. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this and which one. But it's not that simple. Even if they are my long-time companion, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they are secretive about their land too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Speaking of requests, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. I retrieve a pen and paper and a pen, and a mimosa. You know, usually people say pen and paper, don't they? Do they say paper and a pen? That is some loud writing. Upon signing off, I sealed the letter with wax. Why can I not read what you wrote? I then turned towards my trusted Fae. Oz, can I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? I didn't know fairies were pigeons. Indeed, time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. You'll see it by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It would be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. Bye, Oz. I watch as Oz flits out of my office window and vanishes. Once the Fae is gone, I call my assistant to my office. Yes, Professor? Hold on a second. I riffle through the contents of the box. Carefully, I extract blood samples Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Is it about my relationship? Over the 2 years we've been working together, I've picked on a few of her talents. What is it, Minnie? How did it go with this? Gossip. She's a gossip. If you don't mind me asking. Oh no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put aside for something more important. He has brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I can't help but grin at her remark. I'm glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Same. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. She's cute. I like her. Minnie hurries out. I'm alone in the office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I suddenly engulfed by inexplicable eerie feelings. I should start the investigation right away. We're gonna investigate. Drag and drop items from the inventory to the desk. Select an item in the records, then press the icon to open investigation and read. Okay. Hover the magnifying glass above an evidence to access the information and see details. Oof, I don't know what's happening. Use the black light to see invisible things. Oof. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional information. Press the button to end the investigation. We're gonna do a whole investigation in one demo. I probably have been taking way too long into reading. Desk, record, tools, help, not help. No, not help. No. There's an accident. Okay, the tools. I can just put the tools on the table. Ooh. Okay, record. Case file 1. Okay, how many case files are there? Oh, The first victim's crime scene. This is the first time I encounter something that could be ossification. I feel sick to my stomach. No one deserves to die like this. Something's odd with her fingers. What's odd with her fingers? Oh, is that an extra finger? The first victims. I already read that. I was just trying to see what's wrong with her fingers. There's an extra finger, isn't there? One, two, three, four, five. See? This seems to be the second victim's crime scene. Her complexion is not quite the pale hue of death. Far paler than should be possible. Almost drained of color. Something is hot with her fingers. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another one. Why are there so many fingers? It's the third victim crime scene. Her fingers. I've seen corpses before, but never like this. There's another strange thing about her fingers. I mean, this one has like drained fingers or something. Oh, there's more. Did she drink something? This is the fourth victim crime scene. Poor girl. It's a cruel thing to see youth being stolen so abruptly. So this middle-aged woman in the colored blouse is the victim. I guess this elderly man in the suit is her father. The elderly woman wearing a cardigan is her mother, I suppose. The bespectacled man, perhaps her brother? So that's her mother? That's a very young mother. What? This middle-aged woman with I didn't even put the magnifying glass on the picture. Just saying. I guess the elderly man with facial hair is her father. The elderly woman with fur is the mother. The other man in the darker suit, perhaps her brother. They both have brothers. What is this? What is this? We request the honor of your presence at the annual... Oh, it's the one we were invited to. Never seen a coin like this. It looks rare. A wedding ring seems to be made out of gold. I've seen this maker powder somewhere recently. It's from a nectar bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? I wonder if the owners likes the box design and carrying it around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insight since her family owns the brand. Damn, chemist! My patron invited me to this event. I'm still uncertain if I want to attend. Okay. Do we need to... Ooh? That way. What is that? What? What's happening? What? It burned. What? What? Get that magnifying glass again. The texture looks oh shit, sorry. What? But what happened? Oh! I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. A failed transformation magic. Is it dead? There's no mistaking it. The structure of the thorax, antennae, curve, and elongated legs. They are exactly the same as the parasitic fae I catalogued several months ago. What happened to you, poor fae? Of course, no response is forthcoming. Oh no, the poor thing. Ooh, 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 ooh. Why is it making a sound? Why is it like a different shade? Okay. I don't even know what this is. Can I open this? Hello? Why do I have a case file if I can't do anything with it? Do I magnify it? Hello? Can I open you? I am confusion. Oh, is it because there's 4 victims? What? Oh. What? I'm confusion. Help. Okay. Oh, see, it work. It happens when you press that. But it's empty. Is this a bug on the thing? Should it say something? Hmm. So I put this here, for example, and I put this here, which is from this case. Shh. Right? And then I have this one that doesn't open or anything. Nothing really. Oh, works. 51. Hardening to burn from afar. The corpse slowly walking I saw. A fluent middle-aged woman in the city. They reported hearing strange noises and seeing strange phenomena in the days immediately before. Interview of suspects. Call. No traces of drugs and poison. Furthermore, autopsy. Okay. The name. That's a familiar name. Is it? Okay. 64. Gnawing her fingers down to the bone. She visited the victim's residence to drop an invitation. Their friend also wanted to check well-being before a strange party before. According to witness a charged conversation. Okay, no traces of drug. Blood type unknown. Other blood relation investigation on Norway. Blood. Oh, this is the one that does not have iron. Okay. Oh, she's 19. Death from shock. Oh, so this one is not suspicious at all. Young factory girl, despite not fitting the trend of the previous profile, she has been included because she was seen having heated conversation. Oh. Victim started not acting like herself shortly before she visited the police station. According to the investigation office, she seems to be on the brink of confessing. She confessing something? Hardly left to say without saying any further. Prior to death, the victim suffered biliary. Okay. Traces of poison type A and glass 2. Oh, that's the one that was drinking something. Blood contains iron and other elements commonly found. Okay. Last one. Refusing to drink anything but her own blood. That's an overdose of iron. Okay. The victims may report to suffering from prolonged paranoid. That's acting erratically and saying strange things. Blood type unknown, other blood investigation. Also does not. Ooh, blood does not contain iron. Oh, jeez. That scared me. A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. It's already nighttime. I realize the sun has set while I've been absorbed in the investigation. Come in. My assistant entered the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples and she wants to talk with you. Already? Yes, she's just out the door. I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. Alright, send her in. Minnie nods. She returns to the reception. Oh, look at her, so cute. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It has been only 3 years since she has worked at this university, but she has proven her reliability more often than not. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Here you go. Thank you. So, what have you found out? The most peculiar thing is that there's no iron in one of the blood samples. Say, is this very related? Her question prompts me to ask myself to what extent of the case do I cannot divulge to her. Theo did say that I must ask the patron or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch. Damn. This is so exciting. Oh, she's excited. Are you working with the police? Does this mean that we'll get better credibility? Oh, I can't. Sorry. Oh my, we're going to be in the newspapers, aren't we? And not on the usual corner spots too. I can hardly contain myself. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of advancement for Faeology, but her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. As if on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. This specific sound is familiar, more familiar than when my assistant knocks. Special delivery. Ooh, who's Oscar? Oh wait, Oscar is the Heikel guy, isn't he? I knew it. It's the delivery himself. And what, pray, might you be bringing for me? Is it you? Are you the special? I knew it. If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you. But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins for your... Minerva was initially enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. I didn't expect to see you in this office. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus. Does he now? She chuckles. That's just because this is where all my money went. A well-spent investment nonetheless. He makes a retort at Dr. Rayford, but throws a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky. So Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late? She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she should tell him what she did for me. The usual matters, I suppose. I tried asking your father about you at the last soiree. However, he confessed he didn't have the faintest idea. You must tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. The colorful pursuits of you young academics thrill me to no end. He's cute. You know I can't share that much, Mr. Henkel. Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, then all their secrets are yours. A more playful giggle escapes her lips this time. I'm afraid I'm all tapped out, financially speaking. Aw, I'm not buying that one, not for a second. He's telling fibs, isn't he, Professor? Well, now, I certainly don't want to get in the middle of the money talks of the rich. I wish I had that information, Doctor. It would make proposing for research much easier, with a bit of delicate leverage, naturally. Mr. Heckel laughs in amusement. I feel I should ask the reason he's here before this conversation takes an odd turn. On another note, Mr. Heckel, why did you get my letter? Is that the real reason you dropped by? Upon recalling that I asked us to insert the letter into this mailbox only this afternoon, I'm about to retract these questions. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent. Assent? Assent? Is it? Your words have always had this immersive impact on me. Perhaps that is why you are such an effective educator. Whenever I encounter your written language, I long to hear its spoken poetry. I can't. What is happening? Are you putting a spell on your letters by any chance? I think you're the one with all the spells, Mr. Henkel. Your muffins, for once, have always been successful in getting Minnie's cards down. Oh dear, you two are making me blush. I suppose it's time I take my leave and let you both be. I'm due somewhere shortly anyhow. Oh no, that might not be necessary. I can't stay long either. Mr. Henkel lapses into silences as he continues staring into my eyes. No eye contact, please. It's difficult to maintain eye contact. I wonder what I should do. I ought to discuss this case, but both of them seem to be in a hurry. I don't even know. Opinion on the case might be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemist side of the case. Her parents own a successful company. The other hand, to make the cosplay. Which one do we choose? Do we talk? Let's talk with the dog. No, let's talk to Mr. Henkel. Yes. Mr. Henkel, would you mind staying for a while? I'd like to discuss something. Not at all. I'll be delighted. Dr. Renford, thank you so much for analyzing these samples. Your assistance has been invaluable. Please don't let me keep you any longer. You're quite helpful. That's what she said. First, what truly brings you here, Mr. Henkel? I'm sure it's not to have me recite my letter in person. I actually wouldn't mind that at all. Though you're right, it's not about that. You sound very distraught in your response. I found myself fretting that it might be due to my mentioning of both Ruthie and Detective Gross. I don't know how to read that name. Oh, I didn't realize that it would show in my writing. But worry not. It isn't your letter that caused me such distress. It's because of that box. That one. It's a box of evidence for a multiple murder case. Yes, it is. Yeah. You haven't seen the detective in months, have you? How did that visit? We're talking about the case, not my relationships. I expected more bitterness and distasteful arguments. He was more composed than I thought. Yet, perhaps, it was because of this particular case weighing on his mind. Alright, tell me about the case. How can I help? After... Okay, I believe I might have heard a bit about the case. Not the gore details, mind you. Just little whispers here and there. Yes, I was hoping you'd be familiar with some of the parties involved. I want to show you something. Please share any knowledge you might have about the evidence. Oh, are we showing him the stuff? Okay. All the faces are familiar. I must express my decision. Okay. Can you tell me more? Okay. Victim's fire, running riches, blah, 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 blah. Elder woman, a Oh, it's a stepmother. The younger man. Oh, the stepbrother. Okay. What about the other family? Elderly. Oh, adoptive parents. Biologically was born so-called miracle baby. I see. Adopted by a middle-aged couple. Okay. This is her widower. They said to be extremely close to the parents-in-law. What is this? Oh, that's all you know about it. This is very bold of you, dude. All I can tell is that she and her husband were always attached at the hip. What can you know? Do we just show him everything? Okay. I mean, sure, why not? Why are we calling it the dates? It just feeds into the jealousy of the other dude. Are you gonna tell me something useful though? You were familiar. Grapevine, I heard devastating news. Oh, you already knew. Did you know this woman? Okay, did you know that she had 5 fingers? I mean, 6 fingers. Never seen her before? Okay, blah blah. Did you show him everything? I mean, I didn't read the lab report yet, but I can't go to the desk right now. Oh my god, he wanted to stay. He's gone. I'm alone, but not for long. Nerva. Professor, I'm heading home soon. Is there anything else I can do to help? No, I'll be perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a bit longer. Okay, see you tomorrow, Professor. Have a safe trip home. Are you gonna read the report? Ooh, oh, there you go. The content is quite similar to the forensic. Human blood, such does not contain iron. Moreover, the amount is higher than human blood. May be possible. It's possible that it's a fairy blood. Okay. There's some new information. I had expected the report to be more detailed. Then again, I did ask her to finish as soon as possible, and she delivered. There's nothing we can really Most insects don't have iron in their blood. Oh. Did you guys know that? Insects don't have iron in their blood. Scribe magic appears blue. Warrior magic red. Oh, that's like the colors that we saw on like some of these things, isn't it? No, you didn't have any. So we saw the Fae. Look, what is this? Pink? Or pinkish red? Look! This blood has 2 different colors. This blood doesn't have anything. What is that? Look, it's the same colors as this fairy. Right? Nothing really happens when I do this over the blood though. I can stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough. In the past, no sort of explanation ever seems to please him when it comes to fairies. This time, he came to you bearing in mind the possibility of fairy involvement. It'd be a fault if he discredits you so soon. But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective. Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings. I know, I can't let myself unravel at this point. It's just that he's never solicited my opinion quite in this matter. A professional insight, no less. All the more reason to be as calm as you can be. Maintain your composure is essentially that. No matter what happens, at least you know you tried. At the end of the day, he's the one who needs to solve the case. I'm not a detective, I'm simply a professor sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always talking me off the ledge. Just then, somebody knocks at the door. That's my cue to sail past your window ledge. Best of luck. Oof. Once Oz has flown, I direct my attention towards the door. Professor, you have a visitor, the detective, Sir Nibbit. Finally stops and opens his mouth. So, what have you learned? I take a deep breath. Here goes. I have to present my findings to perhaps the most sought after detective in the police force. Okay, continue. As a prefect, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous, the ethereal, I don't know, I can't read that anymore. It's taking too long. I must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. I've read the case files. Victims' odd behavior shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells. The 4th victim went to the police station, but before she said anything, it seemed that she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? And the matter of death. Okay? Can you... Okay, what? Can you not rush me, please? Just cut to the chase. He's there. Yes. I can tell his interest is piqued. However, I'd like to first lay out the basics since I'm pretty sure you've discarded the things I've told you in the past. So far, we've identified 3 classes of fairies: warrior, scribe, and parasitic. Warriors have strong offensive magic, scribe magic tends to be defensive, and parasitic magic, well, Parasitic. We theologists have developed tools called blacklight to detect traces of a fey magic. It can be detected to photograph if the magic is especially strong. Should we have put the light over the photographs then? Which one is the culprit? The warrior? Was that the one that was right? I don't remember now. I take it their bodies still glow even after they're dead. Correct, it takes a while until their magic fully dissipated from the corpse. Honestly, it just looks like a normal bug to me. How rude. I told myself about okay. I open and show it. I found one dying just yesterday. He died shortly after. Normal one doesn't glow, you see. Quite interesting. How does it end up there? Which the parasite that got wrapped by a coin due to the transformation. The coin in the evidence turned into this when I put it on the black light long enough. What about her? Mr. Hashi, does she have numerous coin collections? Are they all fake? I can see a feeling of unease. I need a moment to digest. Sure. The makeup? The blood? Oh yeah, one of the blood had magic traces. How do the purple traces have a part in this? Oh yeah, we do think the blood looks like fairy blood. The missing iron. That's true. As I ramble on, Theo listens with a slightly surprised look on his face. To be honest, I'm out of words at the moment. What else you've got? What else we've got? The ring has red glows. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards based on show parasitic fair are one way or another connected, yes. But you also haven't told me how warrior fairies kill the victims. Give it to me straight. Warriors directed for another. I have no idea if this is right. I did not read enough, and my memory is too short. I am not a good detective. Something is amiss? How do you explain the mystery of the blood? Wouldn't a phase meet their end in a similar fashion? How do I explain a blood indeed? Suppose my theory is not accurate. The motives based on your investigation? I have no idea. Oh, he's checking without letting me show. Oh, so the women had like defensive magic put on them? Village of families rich. Okay. Oh, Mr. Mo was adopted. That's why it's only her who has it. And it's a biological fire, which is puzzle sure. Should we check the photograph on children? Okay. I'm guessing that warning didn't work in that case. I suppose that makes sense and it's a pattern. This might be targeted murders. And he then cast a glance. Good job. I did a good job with mostly guesswork. I can feel my confidence going through the roof. What have we found on the poor girl? Any connection to fairies? The chemist reports similar to the case. I didn't find any signs of fairies based on the discarded. Okay, I have one more piece of information. Is there help? Of course, you'd have to talk about them. Every scrap of information counts. I had to note down that your findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes. Anything else you got? That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen in his coat. It's already night. Holy shit. Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we've started the discussions. A tiny, delicate thing is blooming in the room. Oh no. I always knew you were clever. Even though I feel there are still some missing pieces to the puzzle, you've done well. I'm quite impressed. Thank you, Theo. He answers with a soft smile. Well, we've still got our work cut out for us. But at least now innocent people won't get thrown into jail. Now I just need to convince the chief on the papers. Thing is, I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle, but it's possible they'll mention you in Faeology. This is good for your field, of course. But it could draw unwanted dangerous attention your way. I'll be fine, I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying over me. Oh my god. Too cute. Stop it. Well, this day's certainly been a ride. He glances at his wristwatch. I've still got time before I have to get back to the cell. We're going for a drink? I don't know if that's a good idea. Besides, I must honor a prior appointment with someone else. Alright, I'd better get going then. Be sure to take care of yourself. Sam goes for you. Oh my god. No, they're crossing paths. Oh, this is horrible. Oh my god. Are you ready to go? In a moment, I just have to finish grading these assignments. I'll take 10 minutes at most. Holy shit. He just went out. Ugh. Are you looking forward? Oh no. I don't know. Not looking forward to rattling my cannon waiting for the coins to drop. You know, I'd never let you beg. As long as you're with me, you'll get things done with dignity. You know what I'm most excited to see? Or taste, or rather? The free-flowing champagne. I have a lot to celebrate tonight. Oh, are we done? My monitor is so dirty. Ending 2, Gala of Generosity. So that means if we had said no to our patron, we would have gone for drinks with our ex. And that would be another ending? How is this a demo? Jesus, he just barged in. I'll tell you we're in a meeting. It's okay, I can handle. What's eating you? Theo doesn't so much glance. Newspaper? Oh no. Dance till death. I can see phrases. Fairies are real. Evil is afoot. Fairies killing humans. Oh no. It's not the chief's statement that made the front page. It's another bizarre murder. She danced until her body gave out. They wrote out all the excessive great. Holy shit. Moreover, the reports surrounding the other homicides have been thoroughly sensationalized. And why are you angry and showing me this? This is truly awful. I've already checked the crime scene. The details of this legend look similar to where we uncovered. Given everything, I'd say fairies are definitely in the picture. Though it's still hard to make heads or tails of all of this. It's very difficult to grasp their motives, but judging by the methods and frequency, I have to say this is significant. Something big might be going on the land of fairies. There's a land of fairies? A sigil the same one as the victim. The supporters can now establish that these are targeted murders. The girl was a saint? That's a tell, isn't it? What if a fairy transformed into a human and purchased the poison? They can do that? Oh yes, detective. Although when a fairy shifts into human shape, they cannot assume the identity of someone already living. What? From what I've come to understand, fairy magic is more than capable of doing the killing. They have no need for poison. But I won't discard the possibility. Should mention I got permission for you to check the crime scene. Come with me tomorrow. Ooh. We're going to see a crime scene. It's over. That was. I don't know if it's like. Maybe it's the reason why the demo seems so long. It's because I read very slowly because I'm reading out loud, right? I feel like if I was not reading out loud, I was just, reading silently to myself, I would have gone through it faster. I don't know.